There's so much emotionally charged hype out there designed to sell newspapers and advertising rather than inform investors and traders. Want entertainment? Buy a newspaper or magazine or turn on the news. Want investment and trading concepts explained? Look to TechniTrader. TechniTrader is the gold standard in trading and investing education taught by experienced and accredited professionals. Don't learn to trade from fad-chasing day traders, and certainly don't think you can grow your portfolio by attending a weekend seminar or watching a free video online. Success in the financial markets is attainable, but like any high-paying profession, it requires the proper education to achieve consistent success. Join those happy few who've taken their investing and trading seriously. Call 888-846-5577 or visit technitrader.com.
Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about where you can get reliable information, trustworthy information that you can depend upon to make good decisions in your stock or options trading or any other trading instrument that you may use. There is an overabundance of misinformation, false information, scams, fraud, and so on circulating, not just in the stock market, but everywhere. Social media is abounding with all kinds of misinformation, false information. No one seems to be tracking or taking care of this. Your TV news is inaccurate a lot of times. What you hear on the radio is not true or misinformation or manipulated to be something that it is not. When you are trading stocks, when you are investing, when you're putting your money into an investment or a stock or a bond or an option, you need to know that the information that you use to base that decision is true, reliable, accurate, and trustworthy. You need to know that whatever source you use for information to make a decision on what you buy or do not buy or when you sell or when you buy is totally and completely reliable, and that it is empirical data. It is true data. It is not distorted or manipulated into something that is not a fact. This is absolutely critical. Nobody makes a bad decision deliberately. No, you have never made a bad decision intentionally. People make decisions based on the information they have at hand at that time. If you don't have enough information, if some of the information is misleading, if some of the information is false, if some of the information is inaccurate, then your decision will have those inaccuracies and misinformation within it, and you will lose money. So it's incredibly important that you have a reliable source. Am I talking about all the big financial news websites? Yes. I go through and I read and I think, who writes this stuff? Why don't they check their accuracy? Why don't they check their data? Why don't they confirm? Nobody does. It used to be that news was very reliable. And it was actually really dry and very dryly stated years and years and years ago. And people have forgotten that news used to be a very dry topic. It wasn't full of expletives and adjectives and adverbs. Oh, the stock market skyrocketed. Oh, the stock market collapsed. Oh, the stock market zoomed ahead. Oh, the stock market blasted. Those are all adjectives that give you an emotional reaction. And when you are trading or investing with an emotional reaction, your decisions are based on a surge of adrenaline pumping through your brain and your body that distorts and destroys your ability to make good decisions. The problem is that most of the news nowadays is so dependent upon advertising on the website or on the internet or whatever, that the advertisers are controlling and feeding what you read and hear, and it is no longer anywhere near reality. You have to be very careful what you read, where you read it, who you listen to on TV, and how you assimilate this information to make a good decision. Nobody makes a bad decision deliberately. We all try to make good decisions, but we are all reliant upon the information at hand to make that decision. One of the big things about being a CEO is that you have to have a team of people to whom you can ask questions and get reliable answers. Even the congressmen and senators and president of the United States must rely upon others to give them accurate information. If they get wrong information, they're going to make the wrong decision. That's in the stock market. That means a loss of money. So the first thing you need to do to be very successful in the stock market is to know and use websites or news feeds or financial information or financial data or whatever that you can trust and know is 99.9% accurate, empirical data, true evidence of whatever facts they are presenting. In most instances, if you're reading an article and it has a lot of adjectives and adverbs and is not just kind of dry and giving statistical facts that are backed up with references from trustworthy data feed providers, then probably that information isn't very accurate. They're entertaining you. The problem with news nowadays is it's entertainment. It's not about facts. It's not about figures. It's not about data. It's not about accuracy of that data. It's not about checking your sources and making sure that everything is trustworthy as it used to be. Used to be reporters had to verify their accuracy of whatever they said or wrote in their articles. Used to be that TV people had to be accurate and TV newscasters had to be accurate in what they were saying. No, nowadays it's just entertainment. It's just a game. It's just a movie. And it isn't based in any fact whatsoever. So what do we do as stock traders and stock investors, options traders, whatever you trade? How do you know? Well, first of all, you have to find a source that doesn't have all of the adverbs and adjectives and doesn't have thousands of ads blinking and flashing at you as you try to figure out what the data is. And that's a little tough. You have to even doubt your broker if they're giving you news things that have emotion in it. What you want to make sure is first that the information is dry. It is statistical, it is factual, and it is simply stated. You don't want to read news that is inflammatory, that makes you feel an emotional reaction, that makes you upset or angry, that stirs up emotions of any kind, or euphoria, or a sense, oh, I got to buy that stock. I got to buy the stock. It's going up. It's going up. It's going up. I got to buy that stock. Oh my gosh. You can't make a good decision when your adrenaline is pumping through with excitement and high emotions. When you're trading a stock or considering to invest in a stock, there shouldn't be any emotion involved in it at all. So if you're reading articles or listening to some TV celebrity and he's banging around and screaming and yelling and jumping up and down and everything, he's trying to create emotion. He's entertaining you, but he is not giving you reliable, accurate information. He's giving you a show. It's like Barnum and Bailey circus show. It's not reality. And we can only be successful if we base all of our information on facts and data that can be verified. And if it can't, then you can't trust it to make your decisions because your decisions will be based on misinformation. And that is why so many people lose money in the market, because they're not making a bad decision. They're making a decision on what they think is reliable information, and it is not. It's not even truthful. How do you avoid this? Well, first of all, you have to find sources that are factual, where the data can't be manipulated, and there cannot be emotional rhetoric in the data. And one of those places that you can trust is stock charts. A stock chart can't lie. A stock chart can't distort. A stock chart can't be devious. A stock chart can't manipulate. A stock chart can't make something into something it is not. A stock chart is time, price, and quantity. Those are the three pieces of data that we get from the market. And the charts display that price, time, and quantity. The most reliable type of stock chart are the candlestick charts, because you have the candlestick showing whether the stock moved up or down, white or black. You also have the open, the high, the low, and the close of the day. So you have all of the data that we get from the market, and you can get it for a day, you can get it for a week, you can get it for a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a month, a year, and it's always accurate. You do want to use a golden ratio or a golden rectangle because that is the most pleasing to the eye and the most accurate data layout that you can have for trends and trendline patterns. And that's what I teach in my Methodology Essentials course, is I teach how to set that aspect ratio so that it is absolutely perfect and easy on your eyes, and your brain accepts that pattern and that trend, and you have an accuracy of trend that is excellent for studying stock charts. Candlesticks are easy to learn if you haven't learned, but most of you probably already know. If you don't know, it's a lot of fun to learn. It's like reading sheet music or any other form of graphical information. And you learn spatial pattern recognition skills. And this takes the emotion out of the data. It takes the falseness out of the data. The stock chart can't lie. It can't deceive. It can't create emotion. It can't do anything like that but to tell you what happened yesterday or the day before, what happened today with that stock. We also have fundamental data in a line graph. Fundamental data is one of the data that the SEC rules regulates, and there are the requirements of accounting principles, the audits of accounting for the corporations, and the corporations get into huge trouble if that data is not accurate. They will be delisted. There's all kinds of penalties and fines. So the fundamental data, when it is pure data, can also be trusted. When we put it and we take the data and we put it in a line form, all of a sudden you can see earnings went up, earnings went down, revenues went up, revenues went down. The percentage of shares held by institutions, the dark pools, has been going down, 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 or it's been going up, up, up. That's all kinds of information that is totally reliable, totally trustworthy, because it has to be because of the rules and regulations. If any of it is false, the corporations get into big trouble. They get delisted. They get fined. So it's trustworthy. So everything you have in your stock chart, from technical patterns to candlesticks to indicators, all is based on factual data that cannot be manipulated, that cannot be distorted through words or verbiage or falseness in presenting them. There is no way. That is the most trustworthy data that you can rely upon for trading. Since there's no emotional rhetoric, since there's no feed of information to try to get you to buy some advertising broker thing or some other fancy dancy thing for stock trading or whatever, it's just pure data. It is cleaned and checked for accuracy in the national clearinghouses every day. 220 billion orders go through the system. That's a ton. The clearinghouses check the data, verify, make sure that the seller was paid, that the buyer paid for it, that there was an exchange of stock from one hand to another, is what they call it, a hand, a person to person, or an entity to entity, hand to hand. So a buyer buys the stock, they receive it into their account, the seller sells the stock, account has it removed. The national clearinghouses check that data every single day and check to verify that every single share that changes hands and price is accurate. It's an astonishing feat of reliable, accurate information. We have the most reliable and accurate data information in the world. We have the worst commentary, reporting, news feeds, TV gurus, newscasters, false information in the world. So stop watching it. Stop watching your TV. Stop reading those silly financial websites. They don't give you any help at all. You need to focus on the stock chart, because everything you need to know about the stock is in the technical and fundamental indicators that are available in stock charts now. You don't need anything else. You get it there, and that information you can trust. There's no emotion involved. It can't be manipulated. It is data that has been cleared and checked and verified from the National Clearinghouse to the data feed providers who sell it to your stock chart company. Do not trust your retail broker. They are trying to get you to buy things emotionally because they can make money. And yes, they are charging you for every transaction you do. You just don't know how much because the fees are no longer set at a certain rate. It just fluctuates depending on how good they can do the fill on their behalf, not yours. When they fill your order, they're trying to make the maximum amount of money on every transaction you do. And I can assure you, you are paying far more for these free retail app brokers than you did when you had a set fee rate charge that you knew you were being charged for each order. The retail investor and retail trader is being ripped off by the broker apps. It's not free. There is nothing free in the market. It all costs money. Brokers are making a killing on free trading because it's not free. That's one of the biggest falsehoods swirling around right now. GameStop, most of the information out there is not accurate at all. Did hedge funds really, truly lose billions and billions? No. They had unrealized losses for a while, but they just borrowed more money and waited. And what did the stock do? It collapsed. And the small investor who thought the stock would go up to $1,000, he was given misinformation. He was lied to. When someone told someone who was buying the stock at 200 or 300 or 400 or 500 that it was going to go up and keep on going up and stay up, was lied to. Who lost the money in the GameStop? The little guy. And it wasn't wealthy people ripping them off. It wasn't. It was that they bought based on decisions and information that was misleading, that was wrong. Any stock that goes from $17 to $500 is not going to hold. Every time a stocks go up, they need more and more buyers to keep it up. It's like lift for an airplane or a rocket. A rocket being shot into the air, as soon as all the energy it loses, it falls back to the earth. There's a law of physics involved in stock prices. In order to go up, a stock has to have more buyers and more buyers and more buyers. When buyers leave or stop buying, the stock will slip back because there's no lift. But a stock can fall on very low volume. A stock can fall with nobody selling. Why does it fall when nobody's selling? Because there's more buyers than sellers and nobody's selling, so the buyers can't buy because nobody's selling. So the stock is going to fall. The buyers are going to give up, and then it's going to fall more. It's going to fall faster. Stocks fall 3 times faster than they rise. That's why curbs and halts and slowdowns of the stock buying or selling is always on the sell side mostly. GameStop had curbs from the exchanges triggering for 5 minutes intervals. And then when they opened it up for a minute, it just collapsed. And so they held it for another 5 minutes. And when they opened it up, it collapsed again. And who lost that money? The little guy. Because the information the little guy got from Reddit was a lie. It was false. And that is so hard to take. Because the ordinary American can make money in the market. They can be successful. But when we have all this false information, when we have all this misleading stuff going on, all these gurus that are lying to you, then you get taken. The GameStop thing was a scam. It wasn't a scam against the hedge fund. It was a scam against the little guy. And that is the saddest thing I can think of in the stock market. Because it's very hard for you to recover. If a hedge fund loses $1 billion, they can make it back later on, and then some, $3-4 billion. They have the resources to do that, but the little guy doesn't. So your money is precious, and you need to be so careful what you listen to, who you listen to, what TV shows you watch. I say don't watch TVs, and for Pete's sake, don't join chat rooms, don't join gurus, don't listen to the gurus. They're not in it for you. They're not going to help you. They're helping themselves. They're lying to you. Because that's how they make their money. They manipulate your emotions. They manipulate your dreams. They tell you that you can get rich overnight, and they are not being truthful. Can you succeed in the market? Yes. But you've got to have data and information that you can trust. And one of the few places that you can know that that data is true and correct is from your stock charts. That's why I teach a methodology course that covers candlestick charts and indicators, fundamental indicators, and other things that is trustworthy and reliable. So visit my website. The only reason I'm doing this is because I want to help the retail trader. I want to help the little guy succeed. I'm not a recommendation service. I don't recommend stocks. I teach you how to find your own stocks, and I teach you how to follow the pro traders so that you're in a stock early so that you can benefit from the big runs and gains that come thereafter. I talk about the dark pools and how to follow them and track them. I teach you what you need to know to be successful in the market. Why do I do this? Because I retired very early in life and I found it rather boring. My trading partner said we should teach people. I thought he was crazy at first, but then I realized you don't know what you need to know. And this is my legacy. This is my legacy. This is what I will leave behind. An educational program that is updated continuously so that it is current to everything that's going in the market. I get up every morning at 2:30 in the morning, my time, to prepare 2 reports for my students. One is the market condition report that explains everything you need to know about what's going to happen that day and how to trade and what to prepare for, and the market open report telling you about how the market opens, but not necessarily how it's going to go the rest of the day. The market condition report does that. So I am teaching you everything you need to know. I also have examples of charts every day, 2 on the market report. And then I have other educational things that I teach you as you're going through the course so that you can become consistently successful. Can you do this? Yes, you can, but you have to stop the social media stuff. You've got to stop the chat rooms. You've got to stop listening to TV gurus who run around yelling and screaming and jumping up and down like a bunch of apes. I'm sorry, but really, let's get real here. The stock market isn't an entertainment. It's not a game. It's not a casino. It's the business of businesses. If you understand business, if you understand how to do it, and you have trustworthy, reliable data and information, your decisions will be good and you will make money. The major reason why people lose money in the stock market is misinformation, false information, and they don't have the right information to make decisions that are good. Nobody makes a bad decision deliberately. They make a decision based on the information they have at hand. I teach you what information is important. I show you where to find it. I teach you how to use it, and then you will become successful trading stocks or investing in stocks. I have retirement courses and I have trading courses. Visit my website at technitrader.com and find out why my students are so successful. I'm Martha Stokes, and that's the radio show for this week.
There's so much emotionally charged hype out there designed to sell newspapers and advertising rather than inform investors and traders. Want entertainment? Buy a newspaper or magazine or turn on the news. Want investment and trading concepts explained? Look to TechniTrader. TechniTrader is the gold standard in trading and investing education taught by experienced and accredited professionals. Don't learn to trade from fad-chasing day traders, and certainly don't think you can grow your portfolio by attending a weekend seminar or watching a free video online. Success in the financial markets is attainable, but like any high-paying profession, it requires the proper education to achieve consistent success. Join those happy few who've taken their investing and trading seriously. Call 888-846-5577 or visit technitrader.com.